Hey, what's going on, guys? Ghost here from RNG Prime, and today we are going to be talking about how to play Zenyatta on all KOTH maps. So the base map that I will be using for this video is going to be Nepal, but this can pretty much go for any King of the Hill map when you're playing Zenyatta or any other support. Okay? But Zenyatta in particular is probably one of the most important besides Ana when you're playing on a KOTH map. So again, you need to remember your positioning, right? It's always going to be the most important thing that I will remind everyone about when you're going into a game. Your positioning as a support is the most important thing, right? So with Zenyatta, you are like Mercy and Ana. You're an extremely important target, right? The main reason Zenyatta is a very important target is because of the Discord orbs that he provides with his E ability, right? So these orbs are going to make it very, very easy for your teammates to kill enemy targets, right? So if you're a good Zenyatta, you will know how to get your orbs out quickly, get your damage out quickly, right? And you need to be calling out your Discord orbs for your team to focus them, right? Because you can throw an orb on a, let's say you're coming here into the choke, and a Roadhog comes through. You put an orb on the Roadhog, and you try to put some damage down on him, and he doesn't die, because you're Zenyatta, and he's a Roadhog, right? You need to let your team know that they need to be focusing that priority. Okay, so another thing with Zenyatta that pertains to that is don't just throw the Discord orb on anybody you feel like and tell your team to focus that person, right? If their entire team is pushing in the front here, they're all pushing in the front, right, and they just stop right there, or they're trying to get into the point, you can't just throw an orb on someone and say, okay, focus that target. You need to know which of the targets is the priority, right? And that's another very, very important job when playing Zenyatta, is which targets to put your orb on first. And then once they die, you move the orb to another target, and so on and so forth, okay? So on King of the Hills, main thing with like positioning for Zenyatta, never play like up here. Like it honestly depends on where your team is holding. If your team is a very point style team, then you're gonna be in here, right, and you're gonna be playing with them, right? But if your team plays in here, where like they all like to hold on the point, you know, and maybe one DPS over there, one over here, you know, a tank here, you know, things like that. If they're a team that plays close to the point, you want to play within your team because you're Zenyatta, right? You don't need to be ranged. You need to get your harmony orbs out to people. But you also need to be within line of sight of the choke, right? You need to be within line of sight of the flanks there, right? Or if you're attacking from this side, from here, you need to be aware of that flank, this choke if you're coming from this side, right? This flank, these two flanks right here, because people can come from the outside, and they can get onto this from both sides. Tracers can blink onto this, Reapers can teleport to this, Pharahs can go over top, Genjis can get onto this. You know, there's Winstons, there's limitless options of heroes that have that mobility to get behind your team on King of the Hill maps, right? So if you're like me, I like to position myself sort of with my team, but not exactly with my team, right? So, I mean, I'm not trying to brag. I'm a good enough Zenyatta to where I don't need to be directly behind my Reinhardt or a Winston. You know, I can play a little bit far because I know where I need to position myself according to where my team is and where the enemies are, right? But if you're inexperienced and you're learning, then you might want to position yourself with your team, okay? But always give yourself a line of sight of your enemies and a line of sight of your allies, right? So the other key to Zenyatta is his harmony orb. So it's just as important as the Discord, in my opinion. The harmony orb is a healing orb that you place on a single hero, and the Harmony Orb can reach very long distances, right? So Mercy can get from maybe here to there with her beam, and that's extending the range a little bit, right? Zenyatta can get a Harmony Orb from here to there. Okay? Harmony Orbs are very, very important. Number one, because they reach very long distances and they can get to your DPS and your tanks that are extending to collapse, or they're trying to push up on the choke. But you want to, like, let's say you want to stay back here and be out of the line of fire. But your Winston's up there, your Roadhog's up there, your Tracer's up there, right? Just hit the shift, throw a Harmony Orb, and stay back here, right? The Harmony Orb, another thing that is very, very good about the Harmony Orb is even when the teammate you put it on breaks line of sight, it stays on them for about 2 seconds, and then it returns to you. Okay? So that's a very important thing as well to remember. If you're on an organized team, the main priorities, like, you're going to have another healer on a KOTH map. So the main priorities that you should be giving orbs to are your DPS. Right, the reason being is because your DPS are going to be running around, they're going to be all over the place, and they have to focus the targets that you will be calling. Not only the targets that you're going to be calling with Discord Orbs, but also the targets that they should be prioritizing, such as other DPS, other healers, and so forth. Right? So you need to, if you have a Genji that has to harass their spawn, you have to throw a Harmony Orb on him so that he can push up to that window down there, and then he'll still get healed for 2 seconds, and then he can get out. Okay? There's millions of different places that you can position yourself with Zenyatta. Just remember to remain with your team, call out your Discord Orbs, but the biggest thing is the Transcendence. So, especially in KOTH maps. In KOTH maps, or King of the Hill, KOTH maps, your Transcendence is the most important than any other game mode or map type, because your Transcendence is literally a life-saving ult, a team-saving ult. What a lot of people think of Transcendence as, they compare Transcendence to like a Lucio Sound Barrier, and to be quite honest, they're a little bit similar, but they are very, very different in a lot of aspects. Lucio's Sound Barrier is not extra health, it's not healing, it's a shield. Okay? It's literally a shield that goes on to all the people within its radius temporarily. Okay? A Zenyatta Transcendence is a heal. It's a very extremely rapid heal that heals within a circular radius. Right? If your entire team is in the radius, they get this rapid healing. Now, what a Lucio Sound Barrier is best used for is when your team is pushing in. Let's say you're speed boosting through the choke here. You're coming around the corner. Speed boost, let's break it down. And fucking, you know, push into the point. You all have shields, now you can fight. Okay? But a Zenyatta Transcendence should only be used, please remember this, should only be used as a disengage or a survivability tactic in a team fight. So do not pop this ult to push in with a team. Do not pop this ult for 1 player or 2 players, or even 3 players sometimes. Okay? Do not waste this ult. This ult is way too valuable for you to go popping it on 1 DPS player because he's low and you can't get a Harmony Orb to him. Right? It's like, oh no, my Genji's gonna die. Pop the Transcendence. Come on, dude, I got you. Stay with me. You know? And then in the next team fight, you all get wiped because you have no Transcendence up. So, what I mean by only use it as a disengage. Your Transcendence is extremely important because let's say the team fight's already happening. They push in with Sound Barrier. You guys don't have any ults. And you're just getting, like, you as the support, you can look at it and go, oh my god, we're about to die. We're all about to die. Like, let's say you're on the point and you know, I'm going for KOTH, whatever the fuck she says, or fire at will, Zarya ult, boom, you're all in a freaking Zarya ult, and now what are you gonna do? Now you can't team fight, right? But you have a Transcendence. So you already know that Zarya ult means, holy fuck, all the other ults are incoming. They're gonna be inbound, right? Because that's just the way teams fight. That's what the Zarya ult is for the other team to focus damage primarily at one area, right? So if a Zarya ult comes in and your whole team is in it, you're gonna be very thankful that you have a Transcendence. So let's say their team pushes in, you start to fight, and then boom, Zarya ult comes out, you all get pulled into the Zarya ult, the gravity bomb, the black hole, right? That would be a perfect time to pop the Transcendence. The reason being is because all of the incoming damage, you know for a fact that it's coming. You know that the damage is incoming, and you need to out-heal it. So Transcendence is going to negate all of that damage, right? And it's going to completely erase all of their ults. Everything that they worked for, they worked so hard to achieve. You just slap it in their face and say, nah, bitch, it don't go down like that. You know, that's basically what it is. So after that Transcendence is done, they're not going to have any ults left, and your whole team is still alive. So now it's like, oh yeah, bitch, we're still here. What up? What up, Genji? Ha! You know, you just counter collapse on their team because now they don't have ults and they have to disengage. Right? Zenyatta is a very important support to have. One thing that is limited about him is his mobility. He's not fast. Right? He's just a little bit faster than McCree. Okay? Another thing about him is his health. He's only got 200 base health. So he has a health pool very similar to Tracer. Right? He can get one shot by Widows, one shot by Hanzo. He can get killed very, very easily. And he can be singled out very, very easily, right? So just always try to keep that in mind, guys. So KOTH maps, main key points with Zen. Focus your positioning. Make sure that you're always with your team, that your team can always back you up so you don't die. Save your Transcendence for the right time, not whenever you feel like popping it. Okay? Don't just pop it out of wedlock. Call your Discord orbs so that your team knows who to focus. And make sure that you get your DPS out as well. Zenyatta is the highest damage dealing support in the game. Right? He's got 20 orbs in the clip. And when you put a Discord on someone, it hurts a lot more than you think. Alright? So, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed and you want to see more videos like this one. And please subscribe to the RNG channel today. And I will see you guys next time.